Hi. Over the last year, I've been loosening up my painting style. And I talked about this in a recent video, and somebody asked me, how did I do that? And how did I know that I wanted to? So I'll answer the second question first. How I knew I wanted to was that I just found that I was loving the looser marks and the looser effects in my painting more than the sort of tighter shapes, and so I leant more into that looseness. So that's how I knew, so just following what it was that was exciting me in my work. How did I do it? When you want to loosen up, you have to be free, and it's difficult to be free when you're on a painting that you want to finish and maybe put into a gallery, or there's a little bit of weight to finishing a painting on canvas that you've been working on, whereas there is no weight of expectation or nothing, as nobody even has to see your sketchbook. And so this, in these pages in the sketchbook, was how I loosened up over the last year. And what I did was every time I came into the studio, I would do a workbook, something in my workbook. And over time, and this sort of looseness and not worrying about the end result, just being curious to find out what it's going to be, and really exploring and being experimental, trying out new media. I started to explore acrylic ink. I used some different drawing tools. I used different painting tools and different things to swoosh the paint around. Using all these things in my sketchbook, I started to see the effects that I could get, which gave me the courage and gives you the knowledge that it will work when it comes to working on your painting. So that's the way to loosen up. You've got to feel, you can't do it on a work that you care about. You have to do it on something that you really don't care about. But the good thing is, in a sketchbook, is that you keep the results. Doing it on separate sheets of paper, it all gets messy. Whereas I can go through the pages in that book, and I can see it's a record of what worked and what didn't. It's a record of what I really like and what perhaps I don't. And each time I go back to it and do another sketchbook page, I look at what I've done and say, what can I lean into a little bit more? What can I explore a little bit further? And so it's all there in one place, and that's it's a real that just cuts out a lot of time, because you don't have to find bits of paper and have bits of paper stuck all over the walls. And the other good thing is to do is that once you've finished working in your sketchbook, is to have a notebook next to it, or some people have a separate sketchbook that they just write in, but have another book where it's a bit like a diary, and in that you record your thinking. And so when you come back to the studio, you can just look at your sketchbook, look at your thinking book where you've made some notes, and you just instantly you're right back where you left off the day before, and you're ready to move on. Those are the sort of my top tips really for how to get looser quickly, and how to manage it so that you don't ruin all your good paintings. You get all loose in your sketchbook, and then you bring that knowledge and that experience and that freedom of using media to your paintings, and then you can move them into that loose style in a much more successful way. Okay, I hope that's been helpful.